Alright, we're good. We're ready to start. I need to turn Discord comms off, though. We're not on Discord, but, like, it's the principle of the thing. It has not been 2 years since he last came to Raid. It has not been that long. There's no shot. The one time I don't come to Raid because I'm, like, busy working and we lose a long-term member. It just goes to show that my presence in Raid is a very calming and therapeutic experience for everyone. It's also true. Alright, we gotta get a wrench on, and then we're good to go. It is time to play Berserker. It's a lot of people. Handful of people inside tower right now, Commander. That's a big old group. This Foxy guy's coming out. He's scouting us. We're getting veiled? Q, X, Q, swap. Swap. Arc divider, swap. Confusing, but that's one group down. You have Zerk in like 5 seconds. I'd like to get in combat. Good. Bannering. I'll let you know. I did great. You have Zerk in 10. Area cleanse condition. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm a support player now. You have Zerk up. I probably don't need it. I'll just save it. Dude, he's got so many blinks. JJ, no. I'm on the one that updated today, and I've been fine. So, we'll see if it crashes me too. I didn't want to, but it threw, like, main console errors, so... Yeah. Yes, we need a firebrand. God, Zeke is so fast with the comping, man. Like, he's done already. I have also been having that issue. I don't know how to fix it. You aren't running it. Because you're not running it. He's so smart. I'm gonna node first. I'm sticking around for a minute. I desperately need these weeklies. Actually, I don't. Yesterday we got so many done. Yesterday and Friday we got a lot of weeklies done. It was nice. It's always nice to like catch up on people's lives when you can't find any other group to battle. I don't know. Boy says they are queued out of this map, so there's gotta be blue groups here. Please, my healing, please. Just give me like a water field. Alright, that works too. Aspar is a guild that's been around for a little bit. I know them. They exist. Yeah. I'm impressed that you got it after not, like, being here on... Wait, were you here on Friday? I can't remember. Okay, yeah, I'm impressed that you got it in 2 days then. We might have done a lot of stuff on Tuesday, man. What the hell did we do on Friday? Graves aren't up, don't worry, we don't have to push them. Combat. You son of a... That's pretty bad adrenaline generation, but... Good block, good Aegis. Wow, are we in our Anthe-hating arc now? What's she saying? Like, oh, sorry, my cat is having open heart surgery, I can't make it to raid. Ah, okay. I've heard. Yeah. Anthe thinks you and Night Fury are the same person. No. That's messed up, man. Like, Anthe thinks all firebrands are the same people. Disgusting. Spar in front, by the way. Content. That's not really when I wanted to use that. Bannering on you. Don't love how early I had to use some of my utilities there, but worked out. Oh, hang on. We just learned some new technology. Do you see that? Because what just happened is you can select a new target in the middle of your GS2, your GS5 charge, and you'll actually switch directions en route. It's because you're not repping a guild. Nobody knows who you are. Dude, I forgot. I need to send you this. Dag DM'd me earlier today and was like, so does Ruthless not command anymore? Is he retired? I never see him online anymore. It's working. The myth is spreading. Yeah, he's not a world versus world main anymore. All he does now is like fish and does Amnitas meta. Okay. Spar in front again. You think they'll do it again? This is combat. Never mind. This is combat. They're disengaging. We won. This is not a map queue, though. Like, where's the rest of the gamers? Don't know them. So it's not Dag or you mean? You're gonna be a new party, so whatever you can live on. You have one chrono with you right now. Combat. Combat.
I wield great wisdom.
Bannering. Close. The one thing I need to clean up here is that Sundering Leap when I'm in Zerk is actually a full adrenaline refill. Because it's 10 adrenaline. So I kind of need to save that. Like, the first weapon swap should trigger... What's it called? Versatile Rage? It should trigger Versatile Rage. So, like, that plus, you know, 5 attacks should put me at cap for the first one, and then the next time I weapon swap, Versatile Rage is going to be on cooldown, and that's when I want to use Sundering Leap. Can't build. We're good. Enormous group behind us, allied. Who is this? There's other people on this map for us? Oh, it's new! Hello, new. Oh, no, it's DC. Hello, DC. Hello, DC. Hello. Damn, we were outnumbered at the start of the night on this map. Gate is repaired. I've been misled. Night Fury. Explain yourself, FA Scout. Alright, we have groups here now. Lovely. We're looking behind us for them to push out like that. That's probably earlier than I really needed to use that. Let's refill my adrenaline here. Convert this, spin this. Give me my signet. Scorched Earth me. That was not very clean. We can tidy that up more. Good Aegis. You're still here? Okay. This I can't help you with. Hey Moo, how you doing? Do you prefer Moo or do you prefer Dark Wizard? Or is it like Mew? I'm going. What's best relic for support Spellbreaker in a Zerg Pug? God, like anytime I'm just pugging, I feel like it's pretty hard to go wrong with Relic of Speed. You're just faster, gets you out of trouble, keeps you on tag easier, lets you get a little more squirrely. So I would probably default to that. If your support isn't very good, I also like using Relic of the Centaur, I think it's called. Centaur? Yeah, Relic of the Centaur is pretty good on Warrior. The cooldown lines up reasonably well. It just turns your heal into a source of personal stability, in case you don't have a ton of great support on you. Couple options that you can go with. Or, like, Warrior is just always fine. Like, if you're running support Spellbreaker with Discipline, Relic of the Warrior is good pretty much all the time. We're just getting in combat. Going for a greedy arc. That's gonna get blanked because there's a dome in front of you. Oh no. Zerk running up. This will be back next time we need to Zerk. Zerk 3. I'm gonna die to overcommitting to this. Yeah. Heavily overcommitted to that. Heavily overcommitted. Staff Assault or Dagger Warhorn? I love Staff. I think Staff is extremely fun. I will always tell people to play Staff. I think Hammer Staff is the most fun that you can have on Warrior. Especially on the support Spellbreaker build, because you have a pull on your 4, which is a trigger for enchantment claps. So you're still ripping boons on it. And like, Dagger's fine. I guess you could run Dagger. I don't know. I think Staff is better than Dagger, but I don't have a ton of experience playing Dagger, so I could be wrong. If I were playing Spellbreaker, I would be playing Hammer Staff. Oh, I forgot that happened. Yeah, you're about to learn tonight. No, I said that. They have some nights that are okay, and they have some nights that are very bad. The wall is down on this tower? There are enemy men's inside this tower. I'm just getting a tower defense, don't worry about me. Good veil. I've got this. I've got it. I did this. No, they died. They did not jump out. They died. Good, 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 good. I'm doing well, by the way. I don't remember if I answered your question or not. Graves are up. Tell them to wait, we need graves. Oh yeah, you're right. Hup. Hup. Okay. We're extremely in combat, which is good. We're just watching boys. Hello, chef. Hello, four cats in a suit. How you doing? Yes, that is what Kami said. Dagger, dagger on Tempest. They're gonna pull here. DC's going. Get in combat. Anything, please? That's not great. DC's gonna be gone. Zerker expiring. I need to be really careful here. Zerker up. That's... Oh. That is not the way you berserk. Bannering, 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 bannering. I don't know if that connected or not, but it just elapsed again. That was really sloppy. Not good. We can clean that up. Next, get in combat. Even the wall will do. Need to learn Zerk? You're in the right place for it tonight. You can watch me play it badly for like the first hour. We'll get there, but right now we are not there. Let's keep me in combat. They're dropping? Yeah. Really thought that would have given me the adrenaline I needed, but apparently not. That's still not perfect. We took way too long in one of those weapon swaps. I guess we just launched a bunch of longbow projectiles into projectile reflect, so we didn't build any adrenaline from them. And you can tell because the Down's contribution is so much lower. Like, the initial spike is fine, but Down's contribution was not great. Well, we did win, so it makes sense. If they were good, we would have lost. Yes, that is Vindy. No. That's like GS5 on Revenant. Maybe GS2. It's one of the great sword abilities for Rev. Hungering Maelstrom. Yes. Yep, that was on the 19th. The icon never goes away. Yeah. The effect ends, but the icon just stays. Alright, don't get pulled on this corner. They're gonna dive for it. Like, that's not where Privateer should be. He solved it. And then they're gonna come around, because it's their tower, and they're gonna have to push into this Lord's Room. And DC is down in the corner, going to camp, so this is just gonna be us versus boys. I only see boys, plus a couple greens. So this is fine, we just Scorched Earth right down this ramp. We're just chilling. We don't need to burn anything here. Drop your target. They're veiling as well. Dump it. Oh, that's too far. Too far. Too far. Tried to leap too far ahead. Can Subsquad survive with Firebrand, Chronos, Spellbreaker with 2 DPS? That depends. Do you play EU or NA? Actually, it doesn't depend. You need somebody who cleanses in that squad. Spellbreaker is not going to cleanse and heal enough. Like, there's basically two kinds of supports right now. There are primary supports, which are boon support. That's going to be like your Firebrand, your Chronomancer. They're there to provide resistance, stability, Aegis, protection, all your important defensive boons. And then there's secondary support, and secondary support is taking care of cleanses and healing. And at a minimum, you need one of each of those in a party. In some guilds and in some regions, you will also run a tertiary support, which is something like a support Scourge for barrier. Or you'll run something like a support Scrapper, which is like actually fine as a secondary support, because it does cleanses and healing, but also does barrier. That's the one where it's like, if you're on NA, not everybody runs a tertiary support. But at a minimum, you need a healer in every party, and you need a boon support in every party. So, the issue with Firebrand, Chrono, Spellbreaker 2 DPS is that Firebrand and Chrono are both boon support. And Spellbreaker isn't a good enough secondary support to take care of the healing and the cleanses for a group. Just get in combat. I actually need to drop off this corner. We're still alive, which counts. They're way off now. And we're gonna fall out of combat here. Obstructed? By what? Got any help in tail? Because I'm getting picked by Troll Ellie. Yeah, because they, like, dropped a line and a ring. Yeah, Earthline 5. Staff. Because shit is like 900 range. Whatever. Nobody asked. What's your least favorite mechanic of the class? What? The adrenaline? The being in combat? The being in combat is a little weird. But the adrenaline makes sense once you get your head around it. Watch this DH. Would you say that you're saving Private Ryan? Needing to be in combat. Yeah, it's weird. It is kind of fiddly. Because there's times that you feel like you're in combat and then you just randomly drop out of combat. Ooh, unlucky. Unluckers. They're gonna drop on this. Wow, that's a lot of people dead in the back. I guess I'll go here. I guess I'll do like this. Zerk over. Zerk 3. But played almost 100% Rev. Man, and like Rev is the profession mechanic that doesn't make sense to me. Rev is the one that I can't get my head around. Because when I'm playing Rev, I feel like my stuff is like, the stuff that I want to cast is like never ready. I can never pile enough in to my burst rotation. I just kind of have to stagger it out. And like energy meld helps. Herald and Vindy are on my list of things to get good at, but they're pretty far down the list right now. It's Anthe. Hello, Anthe. Hello, Anthe. Hello. Hello. Okay. Our tower, no. Boys, TBT, OTG. Experimenting Soulbeast because you like playing the mage class support. So the thing that you can do, it's complicated, and like this is why Spellbreaker's kind of hard to fit into the current meta, is because its boon strips aren't bad, but it doesn't do anything else as a support. Like before everyone started running Berserker and Hollowsmith, you could get away with running like support Firebrand that basically just existed to be in squad, immob people with leg specialist and like stack might to 25 all the time. But you can't get away with that anymore because all of these groups that are running now are so hyper focused on damage spike that you can't afford to run like anything in a comp that basically just does nothing but immob people and gives boons. So the way that I've seen people try and use DPS Spellbreaker, or try and use Spellbreakers as a DPS Spellbreaker, where you run like Dagger Axe plus Hammer, and you run like Marauders. So you're like a bad damage class that also strips, and also spams some mobs instead of actually being the support role. God, there's so much just random cloud around here. The random pick. Probably works in 20s. It works, the DPS Spellbreaker works in like 20 to 25. I don't think support Spellbreaker works like ever right now. I just don't think it contributes enough to basically any comp. I mean, it probably works in like 50s, but like anything works in 50s. You can play anything you want in a 50 min. Unluckers, my friend. If only you'd made it inside. Then you would have been safe. Maybe? I can just ask Yumi. anything does mean that you can just play Rev. It is very correct. Boys Green Lake, currently. That is our spawn tower. Yes. Correct. I'm being stream sniped, I assume. Because I said, where are you guys at? And he said, don't worry, we're coming. Blues are ganked to camp. I like that you told me that Yime should just whisper you and then ignore them. That's correct, because you told me to just have them whisper you instead. Uh-huh. You did, yep. Some other choice words in there as well. They could be anywhere. No, they were at the sentry. They're just wandering away. We're being dodged. Combat. No, please, walk into my ring. They're veiling. Oh, he's gonna go into it? Alright. I'm gonna die. Goodbye. Farewell. Farewell. Never mind, I'm fine. That's a bunch of other people just not dodging the bomb, though. Where do I get up? Here? Here. Just coordinating with our party quick. There are some support issues going on in party. Need to communicate with our firebrand. Make sure that they know what's going on. Ventari bubble, man. I just want to get in combat. This is like griefing berserkers specifically. Why you gotta be so rude? Alright. You know what? They're giving me the gate, which is nice. They're getting nodes. It's very disrespectful. Shame, shame, shame. They're pushing out. Bannering tail. Oh, the worst time to get CC'd. We're losing so many people on engage here. It's a problem. Like, people are not ready to fight a group this good right now. Is there anything I could be contributing here? We have 3 Reapers, so I don't need to swap. We have 4 Zerkers, so probably like I shouldn't even swap off Zerker, honestly. No, I honestly think this is just like an attention issue currently. What did Lucas do that beat us? Spiked way harder? But then died earlier. No, he didn't die earlier, I was just in combat for longer, so really it's like that. So I spiked 12, he spiked 20. Fair enough. I gotta pick this up. Let's get me in combat. Blocks, evades, there's a combat. Oh, they went through. Bannering tail. I don't have banner up, never mind. I need a weapon swap here just for adrenaline. It's not a great Zerker rotation. But I can do this. And then I can do like this. Because I think they'll walk into it. Zerk up, Zerk up, Zerk up. He's calling for spike. Fine, we spike. Uh-oh, I need to move. Yep. I got stuck into 100 blades too long, but there's no banners left at that point. Arctivider Brawler's too small? What do you mean Arctivider Bar? Arctivider Bar. That Arctivider Bar. I don't know what you mean. The damage bar. Oh, you mean when I was looking at the logs. Yeah. That's improving, but I think I definitely have a tendency to use Scorched Earth more than I should. And Arctivider less than I should. Let's try that next fight. Because I'm definitely greedy on like double casting Scorched Earth when it's not doing what I really need it to do for me. It's 100% about aggressively swapping weapons. It's really the way to maximize your primal bursts. Because you've got so many different adrenaline sources. You've got like adrenaline refill, adrenaline refill. Your weapon swap is half of an adrenaline refill every 4 seconds. Your strikes are adrenaline refills. Let's just try weapon swapping like every time it's available. We'll see how that goes. Arctivider more, Scorched Earth less, weapon swap more, and we'll see how that goes. Warrior Relic? Yeah. Warrior Relic. And then for traits, Discipline, Versatile Rage, Fast Hands. It's like a 2.5 second weapon swap. It's pretty good. It's actually like a little annoying because Versatile Rage's cooldown is 4 seconds. So like our weapon swap is actually faster than Versatile Rage's. But hey, whatever guild build is telling you to use Warrior Relic and swap basically every time you can and run Arctivider and like use Arctivider as much as possible is a good guild resource. Your guild is telling you to play Warrior correctly. In fact, if your guild is that advanced, your guild might be telling you to run Arms instead of Strength. But I think Arms is easier to learn to play Warrior on, even if it's slightly worse. Because in Arms you pick up Signet Mastery, which is like 400 Fury, or 400 Ferocity when you cap it out, and then it's also Personal Fury for you, which is super convenient. You get a bunch of stuff out of Arms that's really good. There's Chinese Longbow. I have not played Chinese Longbow because I play NA primarily, and NA doesn't really do the Chinese standstill meta. NA moves around a lot and does a lot of different positioning, so a lot of the Chinese builds, like Chinese Longbow Zerker, Chinese Heal Vindicator that runs like Dwarf instead of Alliance Ventari, all of those builds don't really get used on NA that much, because NA positions a lot and moves a lot and doesn't run 50 squads all the time. Adrenaline, please. Good. Now remember, we Zerk, we Scourge Earth once, and then we Weapon Swap, and we double cast Arc Divider. If they push out. I'm gonna drop a target. They're on top of a wall. Oh, they are on top of a wall. Okay, fair enough. We keep Adrenaline going then. They're right in front. They're veiling. Weapon swap this. Weapon swap this again. I guess we'll go here. Okay, never mind, we're dead. But it felt better. Oh, nice banner. I don't think I'm gonna live. No, we're not gonna make it out of that. It felt smoother. They had a good engage. They're also 50 and we were 21. So like it was a good plan from them, but also we're like more than 2 to 1 outnumbered. They only have 50. It's not like that big. Well, Gooners in squad chat saying they had 60, which is just classic FA Scout material. Who's that? Who's that for who? Yeah, just win, exactly. Simply play better. You lost, improve. Who are we fighting, or who are we playing with? Enemy tag is boys. Yeah, the boys, GVG Guild on Anvil Rock. And then they have a sidecar of Spar right now, which is like 15 or 20. Boys is gonna be like... Boys is 23, and then Spar is like 25 to 30. It should be Dag commanding, yeah. You may only tags every once in a while. Like, we've got even numbers with boys. We do not have even numbers with boys plus Spar plus Pugs. So depending on Ruthless's patience, we might go to like Fight Island or something. Depends on whether he just wants to summon another sidecar, so we're 50v50, or whether he wants to ask boys to ask Spar to not play. This is why I hate events, man. It's so complicated to get people to make the numbers make sense. Like, just find more gamers and then battle. What's reverse the most Pug Zerg tags NA currently? That's a good question. I feel like the answer is Stormbluff, SBI. Because you've got Azure and Saiga, who are two, like, big tags. But I think Anvil Rock might have a claim to it. I think Boz and AR run open, and SF runs open sometimes. I think NSP has like a decent pug tag community. Nick at Night runs pretty regularly. There's a couple. I would say SBI probably has like the best pug tag culture though. AR is just like a good all-rounder server. BG, yeah, I don't have any experience with BG. The only thing I know about BG is that Rar and Coin are there. There's the only two guilds on BG that I know. Combat. Are they running like a leap comp or something? This is going to be a wasted... Come on. Any adrenaline? Literally any adrenaline? No? Alright. Couldn't get any adrenaline out of that. The opener was fine. They kited Zerk out really well, and then I just could never get those last 2 points of adrenaline I needed for chaining Arc Divider. They just kited Zerk out really well. Nick doesn't run as much as he used to. I've heard that he's like thinking about quitting, but I haven't confirmed that. You the breach? Boys is sometimes leap comp. They haven't always run it, but they're definitely running it tonight. You can keep Trail of Anguish if you need the stun break, and honestly, you might just want to run it all the time now, because Serpent Siphon is not that good anymore. I would actually just run Trail over Serpent Siphon now that it got nerfed. Well, Indo's got like 4 other tags in his community that run. He's got himself, he's got Molasses, he's got Sunny. Is that the name of the other guy that commands for him? And then he's got like one other tag that I don't remember. We're just switching Scourge, so we have better punish against melee engages. Our Reapers are dying way too fast to actually like extract value out of the profession right now. Tiff? I haven't seen Tiff post in Indo's community Discord that she's tagging recently. Like, she might still run private, but I haven't seen her advertise squads. I didn't know that BG did trainings, though. That's kind of cool. I should make some time to play on BG one of these days. One of those things, it's like, if I had partner, there's all kinds of interesting stuff that I could do. It's transferring around. Looking at different stuff. Here we go. Fight Island rounds. It should be just barely close enough, yeah. They're gonna Veil into leap, you just dodge now. Okay, that's so fucking hot. Oh my god. They're gonna pull off, so I like really should have just saved that, but... Come on, show me a down. Cancel it. This is gonna go right into a dome, it's not gonna do anything. Scorched Earth it. It's really hot. Zerk 5, Zerk 5. Get me around this pillar. I'm pulled in. Goodbye. I'll be dying now. Farewell. People are getting caught by their initial leap. Like, every time they leap in, we're losing 4 people. People just aren't ready to dodge. Disrespectful, disrespectful, disrespectful. War Council will hear about this. Where's Dag? That's it. This is going straight to the War Council. Dag. Wow. Killing players after GG is called. AR War Council will hear about this. Who is AR War Council these days? Probably like Ricky, Amanda, Dag, and Frozen. If I had to guess. We might have to go to the court of public opinion on that one. They're also kiting the first Zerker spike out really well, so I need to be more mindful with when I'm actually, like, dropping the hammer on Blood Reckoning. Because that first Scorched Earth, like, so the structure of these fights is that they're going to veil into leap, because it's impossible to read when they're actually going to engage on you. You just, like, you have to dodge as soon as they veil, because that's when they're going to spike. Dodge that. Dump your first Berserk. They're going to pull off that because their initial leap in is their spike, and then they're going to kite out for like 5 seconds. And then when they clash again, that's when we do like Scorched Earth, Arc Divider, Blood Reckoning, Arc Divider, Leap, Weapon Swap, Scorched Earth, etc. And we kind of like, we go nuts on the Zerk rotation. That's what we're going to try. So they're going to fail like right here, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'll take combat. Just watch for them to veil and then be ready to dodge. There's the leap. We dodge. Zerk. They're going to pull this off. They're not going to pull this off. Okay. Arc Divider, Arc Divider. Swap. Leap. Scorched. Swap. Cleave on downs. Arc Divider. Refresh. Swap. Scorched Earth. Banner in front. Zerk is gone. There we go. Now we're playing video games. Watch the turn. Here's the turn. Just get out of the way. Zerk. Scorched Earth. Move straight forward. Arc Divider. Refresh. Arc Divider. Leap. Charge back in. Arc Divider one more time. I know I'm wasting a weapon swap. I'm so far ahead. Hey. There'll be downs there. Don't worry about it. Okay, that was a little sloppy, but it was much cleaner. Much, much cleaner. Don't recognize any war console. You don't understand. The war console is very important. Question in map chat. Hang on. Tell you how important a war console is? I will. It's really important. Thanks for the follow, Valdrasso. Welcome, welcome. I look familiar? You'd have to give me more information to be able to tell me where I look familiar from. NA or EU? NA. This is where we are right now. We are on Fort Aspenwood, fighting with Jade Quarry and GOM and YBAR. RI 3 minutes. Yum, 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 yum. How's our wrench doing? 1 minute? We re-up that. That was a good fight, by the way. Like, I know Arc cleared, but... You're mixing me with another guy who looks just like me from EU. I can't wait to find out who my EU doppelganger is. I'm very curious about this now. You'll have to let me know when you remember who it is. Alright, boys, let's do it again. Good staff 3. We've got a firebrand in training tonight, so there's a little bit of like party chat reminding going on. Drop your symbols, use stab earlier than you think you need to, etc., etc. It's super important for boys running this leap comp, because like when you see them disappear in their veil, you need stab immediately. Or you're just kinda hosed completely. Combat me. Combat me. Good, combat. There's the veil. We get out of the way. I'm extremely immobed. They're going to kite this out, so we're going to save the first one, and then when they turn, we're going to go nuts on it. Bannering. This is not the way you generate adrenaline, but like that's fine, I guess. It's not a good Zerk rotation. It's fine. We go again. Let's convert this. Convert this. Zerk up. Just annoy him a bit. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now we've got damage. Still really sloppy on our Berserker, though. I just can't get the adrenaline to connect quite right when they're pulling off after the first hit. Lucas definitely is. Like, he's hitting 29 on some of these spikes. I am not getting anywhere near that. Like, first spike is fine. But second spike, he is beating my ass on damage. It's crazy. What meta do we have? It's pretty different currently. So the typical NA party, there's a little bit of difference, but the typical NA party is Firebrand for boon support, either Druid or Tempest, or some people starting to run Scrapper for cleanse support. One Chronomancer per party that is usually running like some form of the strip build, and then Reaper, Berserker, Hollowsmith is damage. Support Scourge is played by like 2 or 3 guilds that exist in NA. It really never kinda took off here. So the Chinese meta is like not really a thing that NA does. That said, the comp that Boys is running, this like leap comp where they veil into leap, into spike, into pull off, is also not something that many people are running. But it looks really fun, and it's working well for them. Like, you catch people sleeping when you veil into leap, and they just, like, explode on impact. I am doing epoxy, I'm just not doing it well enough. We need to be better. We need to be more. Boys requests that bomb doesn't add. Allow. Yeah, my understanding of the EU meta. Look, I'm just like, I'm reporting whispers that I get, and transcribing them to say chat. Tyrion says, okay, smiley face, but I don't believe him, so I tried. Yeah, the Chinese meta's never really taken off on NA, and my understanding of EU is that it's like all that EU runs, so I don't know. It's the first time that I can remember, at least since I've been playing, that EU and NA have run metas that are that different. And I think my understanding of it, at least, is that because EU groups run so much bigger, that they kind of needed to pull the barrier in. Because otherwise you would just explode on contact from getting hit by like 100 overheats from Hollowsmiths. So like that's why you needed barrier. Here's all the leaps. Now we Zerk. They're going to kite this out. We're going to dive in with Arc Divider. We're going to eat this tail alive. That's going to be a lot of people dead. Bannering. We need to Arc Divider here. Just punish people over pushing, like this guy. Spin again. We're out of Zerk already. It's fine. Oh no, that's a bad catch. I got nailed on a line there. Yeah, really good conversion. What's up, Senna? How you doing? You're tired but alive? Congratulations, you did it. I'm also a little tired, but I'm in there. I went for a run today. It was nice. I PB'd my 1 km run. It's been feeling good lately. Trying Spellbreaker like me. This is not Spellbreaker, so you might be disappointed. This is Berserker currently. We are currently playing Zerker instead of Spellbreaker. Who you can talk to about a Spellbreaker, though, is there's a guy in chat, Dark Wizard of Mu. He's been playing Spellbreaker. Or they've been running Spellbreaker, I suppose. I don't actually know. Spellbreaker is what I command on, so you'll see me doing that next Tuesday is probably the earliest I'll be playing Spellbreaker. Ruthless demonstrating with markers how a straight line leap comp push works. These markers, they come towards you, and then all the damage lands here, so you move left or right. We're just getting a quick explainer on how damage happens. What's up, by the way, Void? How you doing? Ruthless tonight. Not a great night to come, probably. Because we're doing evens with boys. So we're doing evens with boys and they're not going great sometimes, so the energy in squad is a little like stop being so bad all the time rather than like it's nice to talk to my friends. Here comes the leap. Oh no. That's everyone gone. Yeah, like we're just getting eaten alive on the leap push. They're doing it really well, but still. Trying to say I was sold by my promo on Spellbreaker. I can get the promo on Spellbreaker. Let me go grab the Spellbreaker promo. It's a little old. It's a little old, but I'm pretty sure it's still up to date. Disclaimer, I haven't watched this recently. It might be a little out of date. But that's the last time I talked about Spellbreaker. Learning from my YouTube videos, that is exactly what they're there for. I'm glad to know they're helping. You guys call it booming? Yeah, what NA calls it is leap comp. And it's where you're running a bunch of professions that like leap or have some kind of other movement utility that just get them on top of an enemy group insanely fast. And it's working so well for them tonight. Like, Boys is a good group, and they're comp to do that well, but they're doing it really well. What time is World vs. World Reset on NA? This is an answerable question. I can answer this for you. Hold on. I should move this over here so I don't get pushed on. Invite people. Copy. So what you should do, yeah, 7 p.m. PST, but the other thing that you can do for NA Reset is you can join this Discord. That is the NA World vs. World Discord. There is a bot in that server that has what time reset is. Insane spike. One day, 23:45. Yes. Alright. We are taking a break from that fight for a little bit. People are, like, clearly not formed up for that. Remind me what server you said you were on, Void? I know you told me and then I forgot. SBI, okay. I don't know who runs SBI like on reset. Maybe... Actually, maybe Azure does. That would be who I'd look at. But yeah, also what Kat said. Bring a build that's like good in skill leg. I play Hollowsmith on reset almost exclusively now, just so that I can camp flamethrower and turn my brain off when it lags. Hammer, yeah, Rev also pretty good. The Hammer DH also pretty good. Tagetta's got a new Hammer DH video out that you could do. Saiga does run. He just takes up. I don't think he runs on reset. I think he's like reset +1, maybe even reset +2. Boys. I don't know what any of these skills do, chat. Well, hang on. Berserk? That's not the order you do Berserk in. It hit for 0 damage. I don't think this is how it's supposed to go. I can banner. Right? If it goes off? No? Okay, well, whatever. Alright, this is not a video where we'll be learning how to, like, play Berserker underwater, apparently. I also don't have a second weapon equipped. Underwater commander camp? Never. No, maybe next April Fool's Day will be underwater commander camp. This week's April Fool's Day is already booked up. It does work the same underwater, but like, what is the underwater primal burst? Is it good? I don't know if it's good or not. Who knows? How do I make underwater combat better? It's already fun. What are you talking about? I do need both weapons. You're right. I didn't come prepared tonight. And that's on me. I definitely didn't slot a second underwater weapon because I am, like, lazy and don't fully comp for my squads. Obviously. Fellow Grim and IOJ. Grim's a good group. I like Grim. One of the few people who actually still open tags every once in a while. So I've always got some respect for him. Did Grim move to SF? He did, actually, recently. He is on SF now. I remember reading that, like, last week. He claimed that, quote, IOJ was a dead server. And to be fair, AG and EP are, like, both on break, so it kinda is. He was, like, the only guild that was on IOJ, basically. So I get where he's coming from. What are they doing? Oh, they're just heart. I can just look at heart. They're cleaning up random greens. I'm moving back to lake. I'll blast a fire field. Loop into our tail. Kazu's gonna be in trouble. It's like good support that he got, honestly. Reaper isn't exactly known for having a lot of escapes. Combat. Come on, walk into my fire field. Do it again. They're veiling. Get ready to dodge. Move. I was never in combat. That's a catastrophe. Q, X, Q. When he pushes, we're gonna do this. Leap to give me adrenaline. We're just gonna chill here. I need to leave. But that was fine. That was okay. We did alright. We didn't win, but we did alright. You got Giga Block? Don't tell me that. It's like the rotation was fine. I can't control Aegis. Our spike was actually horrendous, to be fair. Okay, maybe it wasn't as good as I thought, and I'm just looking at Arc. You may have a point on that one. Yeah, IOJ is only packing TKX now. But if EP and Egg come out of hibernation, IOJ will be an interesting server again. I don't know if they will, but if they do, that's two more really good guilds that are going to be on IOJ. Like, I'm doing everything I can to strip Aegis for the Arc Divider. I've got Hydromancy on my Greatsword. And that's really all I'm doing, but I've got Hydromancy on my Greatsword. Dots inside enemy bad men's. The unblockable signet thingy isn't in the build anymore. For the beginner build, no. I think that Sundering, if you're like learning Berserker for the very first time, I think that Sundering Leap is actually a better skill. Because it gives you an extra reposition, it gives you an extra immob clear, it gives you an extra source of stability every once in a while off of Brave Thread, and it's also an extra adrenaline refill. So I think all of those things just make it more forgiving to learn the class with it, which is why I am putting it in the intro build. But I think if you want to like min-max Berserker entirely and run the best build available to you, you probably take Arms instead of Strength, and you run Signet of Might instead of Sundering Leap. So, like, if you wanted to play the best Berserker possible for damage output, you'd go like this, and then you'd go like this, and you would take, Signet Mastery. You take... not Blade Mastery, what was it? The Sundering Burst, and then you take, Furious. You do, like, Arms 2-2-2. This is, like, if you want to do as much damage as possible, this is what you run. But the Adrenaline management is more difficult. And one of the things I think people struggle with the most when they're learning Berserker is managing their Adrenaline. So, I'm suggesting people play this first, just because it makes it a little easier to kind of, like, get the fundamentals down. Like, do your Primal Burst rotation as many times as you can. I really needed an Arc Divider there, probably. It's complicated. Basically. My Adrenaline, please? Alright, just weapon swap me for the Adrenaline? Fine. And then we can Signet. We can swap. Get ready to banner. If we get any downs here, we can banner them. Like this one. We're not going to need to banner that. We can convert that. You have Zerk up. You have Zerk up. You have Zerk up. I'm just going to kite this whole Berserker out. It's going to be a wasted Zerker. Don't use Primal Burst. We're actually just going to let Zerk drop. We want it to drop faster so that we get it back faster. Why no one plays Hammer instead of Longbow on NA? Longbow's just pad. Because it gives you something to do in cases where a group is pulling off. So the big difference right now between EU and NA meta is that EU is almost exclusively melee, whereas NA actually still has like some ranged components in their fights. There's a bit of positioning, there's a bit of like pull off, push in, pull off, push in. And in those situations, having Longbow is useful for generating a bit of pad damage, because it kind of softens an enemy group up. I need to just leap for the Adrenaline. Come on, any attack? There we go. No, that's not gonna work. It's gonna be a full pull-off? Yeah, it's just a full pull-off. I can immob you. There's no dome here to save you. You can just catch people, but there are cases in NA's meta where if you're running Hammer Greatsword, you simply can't hit people at all. So like some people will play it, but generally the groups that play it are groups that commit heavily into melee engagements, basically only. And for groups that are like normal groups that kind of like take a mix of approaches or have commanders that aren't super experienced and aren't comping for like a specific style of fights and approaches, for people who are like, you know, public tagging, Longbow is just a safer option overall because it gives you a better damage profile. It gives you things to do at range when commanders aren't able or willing to push into melee. Also, I think people overrate the immob on Hammer. Like, I think people overrate Leg Specialist, and I think Leg Specialist is great. But I think people overrate it because of how prevalent resistance is right now. Like, people running around with Rifle on Longbow, or people running Stoic Demeanor Firebrand, or people running Banner of Tactics Spellbreaker, which isn't totally uncommon on NA, are always that you can just blank immob, or if supports are running Relic of Phoebe, you can spot cleanse a mob no matter how many cover condies are on top of it. There's a lot of ways to either cleanse or negate immob right now, and I think that really ends up hurting things like Leg Specialist. Because the biggest catch on Hammer is the 3. Like, you just mash the 3, and if you hit anybody in front of you who doesn't have resistance, they get caught. But it's pretty common these days that people in front of you will have resistance. Yeah, and the EU sustain is way more comped for than in NA. Like, NA doesn't run support Scourge. NA very rarely runs quad support parties. This is the leap. We just leave, we kite out. Just skip it. I need to do the same thing, Sana. When are we doing this? When are we doing the EU training montage? This summer? Should have some free time after I graduate. Like, oh, that's resolution. I thought it was resistance. Never mind. Just kite this out. There's the leap. Here's 1 or 2 people getting caught. Leave Zerk here. They're gonna kite this out, so we're actually gonna chill, and then when they do this clash, then we're gonna go big in on Arc Divider. Give me a leap here just for the adrenaline. I'm a little overextended here. I should maybe be careful. We'll be fine. That's the worst thing that could happen. That's cool. I'll just wait this stun out for an eternity. I was at I was the circle marker. I was stunned for 3 seconds. I wish I could have done something about it. But balance stance was not off cooldown. I was stunned for 3 seconds because if I was mobbed, I could have just leapt or used any like movement skill. Yeah, the immob is nasty. I can deal with the immob. The stuns are real bad. There's so much CC that's getting front-loaded in their leap. It would be. I mean, I lived until the end of the fight, so I'm not that worried about it. If I was dying on ink, I would switch to tactics, but I haven't been tonight. Why? Okay. You want me to just dump it on engage? We're gonna have a couple dubious clips here. Because I think I got criticized for not running tactics. Which is a fair point. If the CC's really bad, I probably should be running it. EU meta could be changing. Okay. I did see that Epi was streaming earlier. I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch a ton, though. It's also just like I'm trying to make time to actually play on EU one of these days. Because it's one thing to watch someone stream it. A lot of times you're like watching someone stream it with a very organized group. It's another thing to just like go and play it and hop in a pug tag and see what the pug tag environment is like. Because like I think I'm okay at World versus World. I don't think I'm like the best player ever, but I would definitely say I'm like average to maybe slightly above average at this point. And so one of the main thrusts of the YouTube channel for sure, and the streaming a little bit, is like if you're one of these guys who's playing World versus World for like, you know, your first, second, third time, you're not going to have access to those ultra competitive groups. You're just going to be like a guy who's joining a pug tag. And if you're just a guy who's joining a pug tag, there are going to be build adjustments that you want to make in order to keep yourself alive in a squad that has like dubious stability, isn't comped 100% of the time, but also lets you kind of figure out some of the basics of the profession so that if you do join a guild down the road, You can be like, yeah, I'm like generally familiar with how this profession works. And so for that element in particular, I think it's just more useful to like go and play for myself and pretend to be that guy by joining public tags. Instead of just talking to like Epi or Parish and being like, hey, like, can I join so that I can play EU at the highest level available immediately? Combat me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Just stand in circles. We'll just ban her here. Okay. That's bad. I crashed? No, I'm fine. We're actually fine. Never mind. I was just kidding about all that. I don't disagree with you that Hammer would go pretty insane in these fights, but yeah, just convert this. Zerk in 3. Zerk up, Zerk up, Zerk up. Good line. Okay, so if we don't get a weird lag spike on engage, we're good. Dawn contribution, okay. Damage, not great. We can pick up on that, but it's not horrible. We still gotta clean up some of these fights, though. I was running with OK on AR? I don't know if I know OK or not. What's their actual guild name? It's a common sentiment that I've heard that people don't regret leaving IOJ. But also, what server has been linked with the same server for 9 months? It hasn't happened on NA in like the last 4 relinks. So you're either on EU or you're dredging up like ancient history. I pull up okay. Yeah, I don't think I know them. I'll keep an eye out for them though. I do remember there was a period like a year and a half ago or so where the chain relinks were really, really bad. But I don't think it's happened recently, which is nice. When do I tag again? I tag next Tuesday and possibly next Wednesday. For, I think, the next 2 weeks, and then the schedule is changing again. I do have the April schedule in Discord. If you wanted to hop into Discord and check the April 2024 schedule. It looks like, and I think I confirmed this with Ruthless, so it should be correct. Tuesdays are going to be the commanding streams. Wednesdays are going to be normal KNT streams, and then Monday is going to be a mix of open tagging and just kind of server hopping. So Mondays are going to be like public tagging, Tuesdays are going to be organized group tagging, and Wednesdays are going to be just me like being a guy. Probably what Wednesday is going to be is like last minute footage collection for whatever the video on Thursday is going to be. So like next Wednesday is probably going to be me playing support Chrono. Week after that is looking like it's going to be support Scrapper. Week after that's looking like it's going to be Reaper. I need to dodge. I need to pay attention and then I need to dodge. That's not the order you do that in. Bannering, 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 bannering. This is not a good rotation right now. But I got distracted by Discord. So it's like, it's kinda on me. Just a little late. Oh my god, nice punt. Holy. Here, have a banner. That's interrupted again. Please. Sir, I just want to cast my banner? Oh my god. Good CCs, good CCs. Literally getting our Banner of Tactics cast interrupted 3 times in a row. But I got distracted by Discord at the start. That's on me. That's my bad. We definitely threw on that. We threw on that 100%. It happens. Kind of an indictment of the squad right now that we're second on downs contribution. Well, we only had like 2 downs, I guess, so maybe it's not that bad. 180k damage, 11k on downs contribution. It's not exactly the ratio that you want to be looking for there. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, this is the problem that I had with when you would have servers linked at the same time. It's the issue that I have with T1 and T4 always being the same 2 servers. It's the issue that I had with the 8-week relink period instead of the 4-week relink period, which is that the more you see the same people every week, the less interesting World versus World is. I don't think you would want to carry that to like its logical conclusion, where you're like just have relinks every week, because there is some element of like getting to meet people on the link server, forging bonds, building rivalries, etc. But like the more different people that you see and you fight every week, the better. Overall. Every day, not every day. That's a little too fast. Every skirmish, every 2 hours it relinks you. Lots of people saying monthly is too short. I see where they're coming from, but I disagree with them politely. I think 1 month is perfectly fine. I think if you are a person who is upset that the 1 month timer is too short, you should raid 1 more day per week. Because then you'd have more time to meet people. I also think one of the best ideas I've ever seen Indo have, and that's not like a slight, I think he has good ideas, but one of the best ideas he's ever had is a looking for group feature, where if you have a squad active, and you go into looking for group, and you go into World versus World, you have an option to queue for a random outnumbered map in any matchup. Like, not even on your server, in any NA matchup. And you can queue for that outnumbered map, and then you get some kind of like bonus for doing it. So if you can't find anyone on your server to fight, then you can just like go be a mercenary in a random matchup on an outnumbered BL, and you can like find something different to fight, which sounds like it would be sick. I've always thought that was a really neat idea. Cool idea, but you don't want it? Fair enough, I understand. I'm just putting it out there. Shuddering at the amount of work it would take. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about that part of it. I need you to focus on the positives. Nice idea, and you can't respawn. When you die, you get sent back to your home server. Oh, that's actually very fun. You're thinking of coming back on HOD, but seems like a dead server. Any suggestions for East Coast Primetime? My favorite East Coast Primetime server is Anvil Rock. They have a great mix of open tags, large-ish groups, and also small groups that run at varying levels of competitiveness. You've got like some open tag, more casual groups, and then you've got some pretty high-level GVG groups on AR as well. It's just a really, really well-balanced server. But aside from that, if you're willing to make friends, FA isn't bad. Like, I try not to recommend FA too much because it's my server. And I don't want to, like... Chef, as a streamer, doesn't actually run his own guild. Like, I'm in KNT, but KNT is not my guild. I just command for KNT. And so I try to keep those two things separate, because I don't want to be like, yeah, you can come and join KNT. It's open to everybody on stream. It's not. It's like a relatively high-level organized group. And it's not really, like, actively recruiting. So, telling people to come to FA is kind of complicated, because that's where I am, but it's fine if you don't mind hunting down private tags, because virtually everyone who runs on FA is private. There's also Borderless Pass. BP is pretty good. And then also, whoever we're linked to right now, I think it's CD. CD? Yeah, CD. New is on CD with Criff. That's a decent group. DC is on CD. That's a decent group. Senna's actually like a Crystal Desert main, so he can tell you if it's a good NA Prime server or not, but it's felt okay for us while we're linked. Yeah, and basically what Senna said for people saying 1 month is too short. They feel like they don't have enough time to get to know people who are on the link. But I think 1 month is a good enough amount of time if you're mindful about it. Oh yeah, Aura's on CD. Yeah, Aura's good. Yeah, CD's actually like not a bad server. So I would do one of those three. I would do Borderless Pass, I would do Anvil Rock, or I would do Crystal Desert. Aura's a little earlier, but they also run like weirdly late sometimes. I've seen them run late when I'm like playing on AR or SBI. Dodge, you're too slow, you need to dodge first. Any connection? Any adrenaline? There we go. I just feel like my adrenaline management is not good now that I lost my leap. I don't know if it's like I'm not auto-attacking enough or what, but... I need to find like anything to hit. Berserk is gonna expire. You did your best. You did your best. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen Aura run at weird times. Alright. Adrenaline, please. That's gonna whiff. I think the biggest problem that I'm having... Oh no! Get me out of there. They're gonna leave so many people at this corner. Just catch this. Not even in Zerk, just catch it. Yeah. They were getting strung out there. You have Zerk up. I'm holding it for Wells. Alright, just build adrenaline. Wish I had leap right now. I can't quite get the refills I'm looking for. Hey, that's a decent catch. There's gonna be people down there. They got stealthed, I think. Maybe not. Zerk in 5. Let's get Arc Divider ready. Oh, you idiot. Went too deep. Went too deep. Got too greedy. Went too deep. That's on me. That's my getting greedy on positioning because the fight went too long. God, I do not like banner tactics though. I just feel like I can't generate the adrenaline that I need when I need to generate it. We're spiking okay. We're spiking really okay. It's just like we're not maximizing our primal burst. It's like if you look at Kyoshi, Kyoshi cast Scorched Earth 14 times. We cast Scorched Earth 6 times. We cast Arc Divider 11 times. Is he running Axe? Is Slicing Maelstrom your primal burst? That has to be your primal burst and Axe, right? So you cast Slicing Maelstrom 14 times. You cast Scorched Earth 14 times. Like he doubled the number of times that I was able to cast my primal burst, which is where all of his damage is coming from. Like 330, 546. Literally double and almost double the primal burst activations. And that's almost exclusively down to not having enough adrenaline when I need it. Also, I gotta go pee so bad. So I'm gonna go do it. I'll be back in like 1 minute. I swear. So much better. It's like I can focus again. Slicing his dagger. Okay. So Kyoshi's running like dagger axe probably. Either way, like he's mashing the shit out of his primal burst and I am not. And that's why he's ahead. I'm going back to it. I want to get the reps in for just hammering on my F1. Don't get picked. That probably means you weren't using Nothing Can Save You enough when you were playing Reaper. Because Reaper should outstrip a Scourge in these heavy melee fights, but you really have to hammer Nothing Can Save You on cooldown to do it. I don't drop Lich early to do it, I 100% drop Shroud early to do it though, because entering Shroud is also Spiteful Spirit, which is also going to rip boons. Like, you actually just want to tap Shroud, hit Shroud 4, hit Shroud 2, leave, rather than camp it if you're trying to maximize your strips. You just want to trigger Spiteful Spirit as many times as possible. How's Power Reaper in the scene right now? I think Power Reaper is better than, like... I think Power Reaper is stronger than, like, most other people on the planet think Power Reaper is. I think it's really, really good. Because it's constant boon removal pressure. No, it just casts at your feet. I think Power Reaper's very, very good. Second group behind him, ARS. This is like another 10. Zerk expiring, 10 seconds. Vulnerable to CC, also vulnerable to immob. You don't really have any good immob clears either, so yeah. But no, I think Power Reaper's great. As is theirs, they can take Portal if they need to. Don't worry about combat. You're just gonna fall out of combat if you try to get into it. V, Q, swap, refresh, swap, leap. That's not where he's going. He's going here. Alright, sure. That works for me. I'm in trouble. No. Your heal does not convert wounds. You're like Sandfire? Your barrier heal? No. Link it. Link it. Show it to me. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, sure. I don't know that that's really going to happen unless you're like mashing it in the middle of combat, but on first engage you're never going to rip a boon with it because you want it up before you engage. I don't know when that was added or if it's always been there. Kyoshi's running Dagger Axe and Longbow? Okay, good to know. Go away, Shark. Get in combat with Gate. Build Adrenaline on Gate. Mash buttons on Gate. I got signets off on it. We can cancel banner. We leave. What happened? What happened? These happened. 2 Katas hitting us. That's what happened. It's just a little unlucky. We go again. We go again. We're still kind of clip hunting. Like, I think we've had a couple of fights that I could use for the video if necessary. But I think I've only... It is Relinks on Friday, yeah. I think I've only had like one fight where I've managed to pull everything together. And I would like to have a couple that I could choose from, ideally. I think I've done like 2 or 3 other raids on this build, so I can use that footage in a pinch, but I think some of it is going to be relatively unpolished. I wish I could run Dagger Axe right now. I would love to run Dagger Axe right now. It sounds like so much fun. Miss? How dare you? Oh, you know what? I think I just spied one of the issues with our adrenaline generation. I don't have flame on my longbow. I need to fix that next time we go to spawn. Superior Sigil of Fire. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Yeah. Flame Blast 1 crit. It's an extra 5 adrenaline every time you hit someone with it. Which is only going to happen like every second weapon swap, but it's still something. And it's like a decent source of damage. Next time we go to spawn, we'll pick that up. We'll overwrite the Bloodlust. I was wondering what these stacks were doing here. This is adrenaline, by the way? Well, it's not adrenaline, but it's combat. Boys tags down at 11, yeah. They're probably done. They might do like one more fight, maybe. What am I getting pinged by? Yes. A lot of these fights have been annoying fights in general tonight, so. People not ready for leap comp. Senna, can we think about adding, like a 1 damage to walls so that berserkers can stay in combat with them when they don't have anything else to do? Can we get that one forwarded to the balance team? Actually. Yeah, no, I can't get in combat with walls. Like, I'm just thinking, like, you know, from an RP perspective, my profession mechanic is like adrenaline and rage, and like I'm trying to get like mad and like, you know, into a fight. This wall in real life is like making me very mad, so I just feel like, you know, in game, my avatar, my manifestation of my own like ego in Guild Wars should also like be really mad at this wall. You know what I'm saying? You wanna let me know what Roy thinks of that one? Let me know if the CMC and Taylor and Roy are down with that. Yeah, like that would be good too. What do you think about like Kick doing siege damage? As a nod to like Dungeons of Dreadmore. Give me a classic foot key. It's great to be Hollowsmith. Here's a fun question for you, chat, right? What is your favorite profession mechanic? So like Hollowsmith profession mechanic, heat. Like every warrior profession mechanic, adrenaline. Revenant profession mechanic, energy. Necro profession mechanic, life force. Like of all the professions, which profession slash class is like your favorite one? Which one feels the most natural to you? Yeah, your favorite profession resource, thank you. Your favorite profession resource. I'm trying to figure out what mine is, honestly. Oh, hello, AR. That's wasted adrenaline. I saw it, don't worry. That's also wasted adrenaline. Okay, this will not be the fight where we cleaned up our berserker play. This will not even be close to the fight where we cleaned up our berserker play. We're just like wasting every source of adrenaline we have. Core Necro? Yeah, Life Force is good. I think mine might be Life Force. But now I'm also trying to think, like, there's some professions that don't have a profession resource. Like, Tempest doesn't have... Ellie doesn't have a profession resource, right? It just has attunements. So... It's like it's a little bit of a rigged question. Least favorite initiative? Your unpopular opinion, my least favorite profession mechanic might be adrenaline. I really do not like adrenaline. I don't like how it doesn't do anything when you get out of combat and you have to pre-stack it. I also really do not like heat when you're not playing Photonic Blasting Module. But when you are playing Photonic Blasting Module, I love heat. It's crazy how one trait changes my evaluation of the whole mechanic, but it's true. PBM just makes so much more sense. This is going to be a Scorched Earth usage. Goodbye. That's just me not paying attention to blue. Goodbye. Clones? Clones is good. Clones are kind of fun. Oh, my banner's looking 21. I should refresh. Also, what did Kyoshi do that fight? Just camp Scorched Earth? He had the same idea I did. Dude, honestly, our spike wasn't that bad. We only used Scorched Earth 3 times and then died. He used his 9 times. But... I don't know. Like, there's some professions that I'm good at. There's some professions that I'm not that good at. I definitely think Berserker's one of my weaker professions. But I've been meaning to get the video out for a bit, and I think I understand it well enough to explain it. Even if, like, the on-screen footage is not gonna be the best. Oh, the fucking... The fire. The fire. I gotta get the fire. Like, I'll warn you up front, you humble stream viewers, who also maybe watch YouTube sometimes. I don't think the Zerker footage on this YouTube video is going to be like the best Zerker footage you've ever seen. But that's okay. I can't play every class extremely well. I can play like Necro extremely well. And that's about it. But if I can play everything to like an average to slightly above average level, that's good enough for me. What's up, by the way, Pooch? How you doing? What's my favorite button to press? Dude, my favorite button to press is Greatsword 5 on Necro. I don't even have to think about it. Necro GS5, best button in the game. I will fight people over it. Skill leg flamethrower gameplay is off the charts. Thank you, thank you. I worked really hard on that. I spent hundreds of hours reviewing my flamethrower footage to make sure that I was optimizing my target selection. I get like personally offended when you talk about how you don't like staff. It's such a fun weapon. That's true. It does less on Zerker, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I'll be leaping. Catch me, I dare you. Gaming! Now, how do we get inside this bitch? I'll be straight up with you. I'm not sure how. Not trying to trigger me, but staff feels weird. Explain yourself. Back up your opinion with, like, observations. Because I think staff is, like, objectively fun. Do you have a portal for me by chance? I'm currently outside. There's a lot of enemies out here. Can somebody please rifle 5 me at north? I'm becoming roamed upon. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, we're good. Okay, I will hear out your opinion on why staff feels weird to you, but if you're just gonna come into my chat and say staff feels weird and then not explain yourself, we got problems. It feels like a slow version of Donatello. Okay. As far as explanations go, that's a pretty good one. I can see that. It does feel kind of slow, but I kind of like how it feels weighty. Like, a warrior shouldn't really be that nimble. You're a heavy armor profession. I just like the versatility. Like, you've got a pole, you've got unblockable, you've got blocks for yourself, you've got mobility off of leaps. You have a bunch of, like, neat synergies with other stuff that warrior does. Like, you've got 2 movement skills that cleanse a mob with warrior's sprint. If you're in Spellbreaker, you have a hard CC effect in the pole that also triggers enchantment collapse. There's just like a lot of little neat synergies that are baked into staff that let you take advantage of other things that warrior professions do. And I think that's neat. Alright, DC has died. Our allies not doing so hot up there. We should probably start in longbow. You know, that didn't feel horrible. Okay, I should probably not be this far off tag. But it's fine, we can just do a little bit of this. And we're back on tag. It's that easy. God, so many projectile reflex. Hey, dodge should be everyone's favorite button. But like, as far as the profession-specific abilities go, this is also a great question of the week. For this weekend, by the way. I will absolutely be taking these for like the next 2 or 3 weeks. We don't do question of the week anymore, every week anymore, because sometimes I just don't have any ideas. But these are great ideas for question of the week. I know, like, I should be using Berserk, but I'm also just, like, really lazy. Just stomp him. I've never heard what is your favorite button as an icebreaker question. It's really good, though. Oh, incredible GS5. Well done. Very good. Up-level or had like insane downstate penalty. That was like their 6th time being downed. But they did just kind of evaporate. It's too bad. They had a great GS5 and then they just melted immediately. $75, $25. Good prime light beam. I'll just annoy you with an emote if that's okay. So cloudy. Good prime light beam. Much better the second time. Zerk, arc, arc. Just hit anyone near you. This should land. Good Aegis. Oh my god. Fine. I'll do it myself. I didn't do it myself. That was too far. Alright, well... I couldn't have stayed there to greed for the stomp. I know I'm not on tag. I'll be fine. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm taking my life into my own hands. You're so lucky. Alright. Build adrenaline. I will be downing these foes. Good dodge. This will be the end of my Zerk. I'm just gonna let it drop. I'm gonna let it drop and refresh. Watching this makes you want to play Rev more. I can't tell if that's a compliment or an insult. If you're like, wow, he's so bad at Berserker that I want to go back to playing Rev. Whatever. We'll just 100 blades it. I want to push here. Yeah. Come on, please. One more. Just one more? No. Okay. We're not allowed to have one more. This reminds you of the things you hate about Zerker. That's fair. I just need a little more adrenaline, please. Thank you. I wish I had GS5 right now. Can you imagine? All those people just gone. Goodbye. I don't think my support has anything left. Yep. Never mind, I live. Never mind, I die. Yeah, we don't have any cooldowns left. Nobody's got anything for that. But fighting inside YB objectives, not even once. Food's good. Enhancement's fine. Bye, Liffy. Bye, Anthe. Bye, Overlord. 11 o'clock club starting to show up. What do you mean, what? No, I said bye, Anthe, bye, Liffy, bye, Overlord. They're different people. I don't know how many times I gotta tell this to you. 2024 is the year of Chef respecting women, and that means saying goodbye to people when they leave. That would be the implication, yes, but we're behind that now. That's old history. It's not true, but clipped and posted to Alliance Discord, immediately deleted for targeted harassment of an individual user, permanently banned, IP and ID banned from the server forever. It's the rules, man. That's what the rules say. Also recorded mod abuse? Yeah, my ass being abused. Is character assassination. That's true. I'm only 5,300. I'm a tiny boy. I have so many levels left. What are you, Kami? You've got to be like way up there. Like 8,000? Yeah. You'll get it by end of this year, probably. Favorite button is hammer, primal burst. That's a great answer. That's a really good answer. That's like probably top 5 for me. Talk about what? Oh, in guild? I don't know, actually. That's a great question. No, we have not. I'm at like 340,000 or something like that. Yeah, I'm at 368. I'm on the UD one, but I'll be there later this year probably. It's crazy that nobody in KNT has UD3. I refuse to believe that is possible. I guess, but like 750,000 kills in 10 years is not that many. That's true. Is this my main account? This is my main account. My accounts are like rank 5,300, rank 400, and rank like 80. Multiple people have over 1 million kills for sure. I mean, Honeymoon's at like 2 million or something like that, but we're talking about like within our guild. I don't think anybody's over UD2. Which is like, there's a lot of people in KNT who have played basically since beta, but KNT only raids like 3 times a week, and we only run like 20 to 30. So, it's not like a UD farming guild, per se. I'm still just kind of surprised that nobody in KNT is UD3. Yeah, say chat saying that Honeymoon, which is one of Indo's players, is at 2.35 million. So he'll have UD in like a month or 2. Huge viewership? What do you mean? For me? I haven't checked like at all. Is it a big number? That does scroll. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm not gonna get the actual number, but that looks alright. Also, what's up, Sure Thing? How you doing? Hey, Saiga, how you doing? Welcome, Chef Plays Games viewers, watching me play Berserker at like a below average to average level. Did I start recording? I started recording, right? Okay, I did, thank God. Oh, that would have been so bad. Thank goodness. I'm staying on the rim. Have I ever heard of Pyrian Flex? I love Pyrian Flex. Would you like a rare Chef Plays Games factoid? You don't get them that often. Chef Plays Games was like an OG Yogscast viewer. He was there when Dirt Factory was running. He was there when Jin and Lewis and Duncan were doing like Terraria videos. He was there when Sips and Angori Tom did their first City Skylines. He has been a long time Yogscast viewer, so he is very familiar with Pyrian Flags. In fact, part of the reason that Chef Plays Games is like playing Project Zomboid so much is because he's been watching Sips play it badly on YouTube. And he's like, oh yeah, I should play that too. Who do I want for Link? God, I don't know. Who do I want for Link? Let me think about that. I don't want SBI. I did see his new Dota guide. I watched it. His new art is good, but it also makes me nostalgic for his old art. It looks too professional, in a way. I don't want SBI. I don't want AR. I don't want... I think that might be the only two servers I really don't want. Just because the NA queues would be... Oh, and Emery Bay. I don't want Emery Bay. Those three servers would be nightmare queues. Anyone else? I would take it. I think pretty much any other server I would be happy with. Just, like, don't give me AR, don't give me SBI, and don't give me Emery Bay. And don't give me IOJ, because we just saw IOJ. It's not like a disrespect thing, but, like, we just saw you. Yeah, no, we don't want you either, respectfully. Like, nothing but respect, but the queues would be nightmarish. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if AR goes to host. Is Borderless Pass a host right now? Because BP would also be a pretty scary link to have. BP is a host currently. Yeah, I would prefer BP to not go to Link and then us to get linked to them. That would also be bad. But like Hench of Denravi, fine. IOJ, not my preference because we just saw them, but fine. GOM, fine. Anvil Rock, please no. CD, current link, probably won't be us next time. Devona's Rest, I didn't mind Devona's Rest. We get to play with Bags, we get to play with LLVJ, we get to play with Sock. Decent players on DR. SBI, no thank you. SF would be okay, but I'm a little concerned about how big Grim is on SF. And I think there's like one other big guild on SF, isn't there? Is Flux on SF? Is that who I'm thinking of? I know SF has like two big guilds. And then FC, I don't know anyone on FC. Iridon Terrace, I don't think I've ever been on Iridon Terrace. And SOR would be alright. Toxic, no SBI. Saiga, your server is too big. You have too many gamers. I don't want you as my link. I would never see the inside of Eternal Battlegrounds. Also, I have an SBI alt. I can just see you on my SBI alt. I thought Grim transferred to SF, though, didn't he, Sure Thing? I think he transferred to SF within, like, the last week or two. Because I know that he got sick of being on IOJ. He's definitely not on IOJ anymore. Hello, gamers. Don't exactly know what this is, but okay. We tunnel this Scourge. You're so... Oh, you're not so lucky. Good CC. Good drop. You are so lucky. We tried. SR is not alright. Fear, Flux, Doc, Pig, Toa, and Noob. Salt, okay, never mind. I was just kidding when I said that SR would be fine. Do not link me to that server. That sounds like a nightmare. It does not sound like a good time. I'm not in combat. Brain fully off. I can banner that. It's not a good banner. It's what, a transfuse? Did you get transfused? Is going all the way to the bottom? I go all the way to the bottom then. Yeah, do not link me to... Do not link me to SOR if that's the case with SOR. Yeah, I think Grim moved to SF. So I think he's actually on SF now. I tried my best, team. It's only 59 players. Yo, what's up, Dag? Dude, extreme GG's. I was telling you in Whispers, there are people in this squad right now. Some of them have left, but there are people in this who were in this squad that were simply not ready to dodge for, like, Veil into Leap. You guys were playing so well tonight. It was really, really good. We'll catch you around next time. Like, not this week, but, you know, in another matchup. We'll catch you around again. We'll get even. That's why Phoebe's so good. Gives you priority cleanse on a mob. Other condies don't matter. Just pump resistance, cleanse a mob. Did you see, by the way, Dag, that we added a looking for fights channel in the Alliance Discord? I'm assuming that you and Yumi will be one of the groups who tend to take advantage of that existing to coordinate some open field stuff. I'm curious to see how much people use it, because like there have been good GVG organization Discords. There really are not very good like open world NA organization Discords. It would be neat if we could turn alliances into a resource that lets people do that. Set up like scrims on Fight Island and stuff. Graves are out. How big does boys run? Dag can answer it exactly, but they're usually 20 to 25. Somewhere around that range. But I know from like being on AR with them every once in a while that if you roll up on boys with 40, they can just call in like, you know, SF to come and not hug to get the numbers up to 40v40. Like it's flexible enough that there's other people you can call in on that server if you feel like you want to battle with 40s instead of 25s. It's part of the reason why I kind of like being on AR. All the guilds there like work relatively well together with one another. Hog, let's fight 10 to 12 versus 20 to 25. Just bench half your guild, it's fine. Yeah, SF will do 10 to 12. SF is a small roaming guild. They'll do that. As a world versus world thing, it's good. we're playing Berserker to like an average level. That's gonna be a really bad Scorched Earth. Let's try again. That's better. Arc Divider, reset, Arc Divider. I'm going all the way through. I'm not a coward. Gonna drop a banner there. It'll catch people. That could be the clip. That was alright. The blind is a little unfortunate. That's a completely wasted signet. But besides that, that's okay. Yeah, have a good one. You guys as well. I'll catch you around. Hey, who do you want to get linked with? Sure thing. What are you guys looking for? You. Luna, I can save you. Yeah, Grim is on SF. It is now public knowledge. I will tell you, just as like public disclosure, now that we added the World versus World bot to the Alliance Discord, it doesn't generate like a moderation ping every time it happens, but there is a moderation log that updates anytime roles in the server change. So anytime any guild switches servers, we do see it on the moderation backend. But I don't tell people that I saw it until I hear it from somebody else who's not an admin in that Discord. Like, once somebody else tells me it's public knowledge, I'm like, yeah, no, they definitely transferred, and I'll tell people about this now. But, like, when I saw that Grim was showing up on SF, I was like, huh, interesting. I'll probably hear about that eventually from someone else. You, immobile. Evaded? Good evade. It's not a good Scorched Earth, but it's fine. Anything not NA heavy. SOS, AR, HOD. AR actually has like a pretty reasonable NA presence, so I would be careful with that one. What about like JQ? Isn't JQ's NA presence like pretty bad these days? As many Asian players? I think they're pretty heavy COCX. I think. I don't know. It's not a server that I'm on, so I can't really speak to it. And also not get stuck in T4, T1 jail. Yeah, although, honestly, like, T4, T1 jail isn't nearly as bad as it used to be with the 1 month relink period. Like, unless you get really unlucky where you draw into T4 and your server, like, already can't climb, it's pretty bad. But the random shuffling plus the 1 month, in my experience at least, has really managed to mitigate that quite a bit. That's an insane amount of CC on the front. I actually went down. That pulled me out of Berserk. That's annoying. Okay, there's no more stab left. This is my whole party just dead to not having stab anymore. Current link JQ at worst NA pop. That was my suspicion.
Quite a reward.
And I gotta talk to my fireband real quick. I'll be right back. And Hallet, etc. Until SYG elapses or is stripped. Possible to give too much stab too quickly. This fight looks over. this fight appears to have ended. Bonk. No, I ran back with him. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't need support. I have balance stance. I did, but then, like, I didn't like it. I didn't, actually. Oh, I mostly just, like, got frustrated by my adrenaline. He wants me to put tactics back on. I'm not doing it. I'm keeping my leap. Chef not on tag. Stop listening in on my comms. Stop assuming what I'm getting yelled at for in TeamSpeak, even though you're right. Actually, there it was that he didn't notice that I ran back, and he was accusing me of being in spawn. Let it be known that I was trying to support my commander. But also, we're what, like, enemy players 17? I refuse to believe that for a second. Oh, it's the one that's 54. We're fighting, like, 23 versus 54 Cloud, so how mad can you really be? These are just sustained tests, basically. The other thing I don't like about Berserker, as long as we're just ragging on Berserker while I play it, I feel like I have such limited agency in a Cloud fight. Like, Berserker feels like it excels when you are fighting a group that, like, actually stacks, so you can dump a Scorched Earth and an Arc Divider on people. But, God, when I'm just fighting Cloud, I'm like, I don't feel like I do anything, man. Give me Reaper so I've got, like, my, you know, Spinal Shivers plus Axe 2 combo. Give me GS5 to, like, bully people. Use Hammer versus Cloud. It's actually, like, not a bad suggestion. The problem is I kind of need footage. But then am I really going to get footage from this anyway? Unclear. I'll back up. Also, KNT 3-hour raid. KNT always rallies for 3 hours. Sometimes we tag down early if there's nothing left to fight, but there's a lot of bags out here to be collected still, so we're probably going to run a little bit longer. Dump this because I can get more adrenaline back. That's reflex. I don't trust. He's dropping? That's fine. That's totally fine. And now we go like this. Go like this. Shoot this out here. It's too hot. I needed to move. I needed to dodge. I knew that spot would be too hot, but also that's just an enormous amount of people. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just my bias as like a Necro main. I just feel like I have very limited agency. Is it second tag? Sium Orgues. I don't know them. Yeah, a Spinal Axe 2 will down virtually, like, anything. Whereas Warrior, what, you're looking like GS5, Longbow 5 to just kind of annoy people. And then GS5 pulls you, like, way off stack if you need to do it on somebody who's low but not near you. It's good for Zergs. I just feel like if you know you're going to be fighting Cloud, you probably don't want to bring a Warrior. Yeah, Rev just 111. DH has F1, F1, F1. Hollow has... I don't know. Hollow, I guess, doesn't really have anything else either. But... yeah, Zerg vs. Cloud getting Hammer Staff. I would love to play that. Hammer Staff is like my preferred Spellbreaker as well. No, it's good. I think you would actually play Spellbreaker though. You'd play like DPS Spellbreaker with Hammer Staff. Just be an absolute menace. Spam Leg Specialist over the place. Full counter people if you get into trouble. Enchantment Collapse randoms. Pull people Staff 4. What's the DH Hammer one only video? That would be at youtube.com/@Tegeta. In fact, I'll link it to you. Because I think the more we start a discourse around builds that excel in skill lag specifically, the better we are established to maybe like get ANET to do something about it. Tegeta did it. It's a good video. I think I was justifiably mad that people called Doliax in the middle of a fight. I'm kind of disappointed Ruthless didn't hear it, though. This has got it completely tuned out. And then he, like, literally didn't even notice, so I guess you were right. I stand by being mad about that call, though. I don't have that bandwidth, man. ANET Solutions nerf DH Hammer 1. ANET response to skill lag. Auto attacks are removed from the game. You must now, like, only use weapon skills. And yeah, if you want like good builds, like I say this in like every other video, and I say it on stream all the time. I'm not a good theory crafter. Like mechanically, I'm an okay world versus world player. Theory crafting, I'm like okay at. My role as a content creator is to take you from like being a bad player to an average player, maybe to a good player if you pay a lot of attention. But people like Tegeta are like actually good theory crafters and are thinking of how you play the like meta in front of you rather than the meta that you're currently in. So if you're into that kind of stuff, hey, first of all, you should follow me because I teach you how to play the builds that you're going to use like that night. But you should also follow Tegeta because he's going to show you the builds that you're going to be using like a month from now. We both serve important roles in the ecosystem. It's not that one of us is better than the other, we just cater to different types of world versus world players. And we're both equally important. Commander, I think there's enemies in this camp. There's definitely enemies in this camp. Adrenaline, please. Adrenaline, 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 adrenaline. Oop. Good pull. Good adrenaline. Risen Howl is similar. I follow them on YouTube as well. They don't make videos that much last time I looked at them, but Risen Howl was definitely one of the people I was looking at when I was just getting into content creation and was like, what can I do to improve on people who are already successful at this format? Like, Tagetta's was obvious, you just add narration. Like, he's great at showing, but, you know, he doesn't explain. Which is fine, it's his prerogative. Sorry, there's a lot of things on the screen right now. We'll just banner this, I suppose. I'll just die, I suppose. Goodbye. I can't be too mad about that. That's a fucking colossal group, and we have like 30 people. One of these days I will set up a command for my YouTube channel. Like, I've got the Discord. I've got the VODs. But I have never actually made a command for the YouTube channel. Which is... And we're also getting to the point, which I said this on stream like a couple weeks ago. We're getting to a point where people show up in my streams and don't actually know that I have a YouTube channel. Which is not the way this relationship used to go. The way this relationship used to go, like 6 months ago, was I would make a video on YouTube and I would be like, hey, you should watch me stream on Twitch if you want to see these builds played in real time. But now it's like the Twitch audience is at times bigger than the YouTube pipeline, which is wild to me. I did not think that that was something that would basically ever happen. But yeah, there you go. If you want to watch like actual constructed videos instead of just me rambling and responding to people in chat about like off-the-cuff remarks about how to play professions, you should check the YouTube channel out. The format that we're working on currently is in 15 minutes I tell you everything you need to know to play a profession for the first time in World vs. World. So like you've played World vs. World for a bit, but you've never played Support Scrapper. 15 minutes, watch Support Scrapper, the build is there, the rotation's there, important synergies are there. You watch that, and then you know enough to play for your first night. You don't know everything, but you know enough to like get by for the first night. How many alts do I have? How many accounts or how many alt characters? Can I make a... yeah. There is... In the Discord, there's like a pretty long list of videos that I'd like to make eventually. And one of the videos that I would like to make eventually is like a World versus World etiquette, like norms of playing World versus World kind of thing, which is where how to join groups would live. Because I think something that irritates a lot of people who are playing for the first time is like, why are all these people running private? Why won't they let me join their squad? And there's like valid reasons for why they don't want to let anyone join their squad, but also most people who run closed aren't actually running closed. They're just running closed to strangers. And if you whisper the commander and you're like, hey, I am on like Heal Vindicator and I will join comms, I feel like 95% plus of guilds that play World vs. World would invite you to a squad if you joined comms and you were on a build that was not complete ass. But that's just like something that a lot of people don't really know. So I could definitely see how that would be useful. I'm way too far ahead here. I'm too far ahead here as well. This is gonna be too hot. I'm caught. Goodbye. Good punt. I live. Okay, never mind. We die. Our support has given up. Well, it's like, yeah, it's that, but also you get the opposite, where people will join a squad and they'll be like, they'll state their role, but like we don't do that here. We don't really do high DPS. We just kind of like tell people what we are. Yeah, also this was SF last night. Me desperately begging for the location of any sidecar. That's a gargantuan group to be running at midnight. Has anyone tagged on AR right now? Like, if I were to log on to my AR account, could I go battle this group? I want to kill stab. I want to punish them for thinking that you can just run 50 and do anything you want. Gals and comms with Boz? I might. I don't like playing with a group for the first time on stream, and I've never played with Sunny before. I've been meaning to play with him, but I haven't made the time yet. We could also just go play Project Zomboid, which is probably what we will do. We gotta get to that gas station. No graves. Those are mine. So we can do... Actually, is that a girl party? That is a girl party. I'm gonna leave that party alone. Zik knows what he's doing. This is a little ambitious. I think I got him with it. No, don't worry about it. Commander, there's a group inside. Alright, we need to play out of our minds for this fight to have any chance of killing Stab. So let's focus up. Because we are still kind of clip hunting here. Good pulls. That's a start. We 100 blades on this. We want to stay in combat. We want to go to like here, and we want to just pick people who are off tag. We want to banner the tail. We're going to leap here, get adrenaline back, swap, signet, dodge back again. Let's give me damage at our feet, they'll walk into it. They're going to drop, we win. We win! We win! You're dropping, we win! There we go. It's too hot, I can't stay there. It's too hot, it's too hot, it's too hot. It's very disrespectful ass jamming a group that has defeated an enemy force. We won though. We win, we win, we win. We're winning. That's a decent clip too. We're all right on meters. Comms weren't super toxic, so I could probably use the audio. Our Berserker rotation was like okay. It's a contender. This is 100% gonna be Ruthless tagging down. Oh, never mind, he's going one more time. Wow. was thinking a new UI for commanders, like pre-arranging comps or each party, so the players who have the features can join directly and build it. Yeah, I heard him theory craft that, but the problem is that, like, first of all, you have to define that those are roles. Like, a lack isn't always necessarily a specific role. And there's also, like, other roles that you can fill. Like, if you're playing, you know, DPS Alack Willbender, are you giving yourself the support role, the Alack role, the damage role? Like, roles are complicated because they're player created. There's nothing that ANET's explicitly saying for, like, oh, for the traits. Yeah, that makes sense. If there were, like, a couple high-impact traits, you could build a UI around that. But then, like, the balance patch changes them all the time. So stuff that, like, used to be important in a previous meta might not be important in the current meta. Like, it would be a useful organizational feature. I just think it would be difficult for ANET to do it. If anything, it would be like a useful Blishud overlay, where it's something that a player can set in Blishud, and then it can share that information with a commander who's also running Blishud so that you can see it. But I believe that ANET has taken a pretty hard stance against, like, stuff that gives you information about another person's character. Like, there was the Blishud extension that let you inspect people, and that was kind of like a don't make that extension, so I think it would be difficult to have it be something that's community supported. Good overload. Am I good here? I'm fine here. I'm okay here. Yeah, we're fine. My adrenaline. Don't tell them about this. Don't tell them about this thing. We got a good downstack there. I'm gonna banner it. I don't know if I got anything off that. That's not the button I wanted to press. That's bad. That was not the button I wanted to press at all. Okay. Well, okay, we kind of hinted on that one, but it's getting late. I can't be accountable for my own level of play right now. We tried. We did alright. We tried and we did alright. I got too excited about button mashing and did not correctly follow the order. So if you're watching this as Ruthless tags down and you're like, I want to play Berserker, it looks fun. To each their own. Thanks, Ruthless. To each their own. We're going to wait a minute out for this tick, by the way. Biggest thing about Berserker, if you're going to pick it up, do your shit in the right order. Is basically all it comes down to. And doing your shit in the right order, in fact, we'll just go and do it live. We'll go to Armistice. Doing your shit in the right order is number 1, get in combat. Number 2, fill your adrenaline. Number 3, enter Berserk mode. And number 4, use your Primal Burst. If you do any of those 4 steps out of order, you have a horrible time. And to our credit, I think we only did that out of order like 1 or 2 more times. I didn't wait the tick. You're right. I don't need it. Are we plat? No, we're only Mithril. Alright, we might need to play on Thursday. Number 1, get in combat. 2, max adrenaline. 3, Berserk. 4, Primal Burst. If you do that in any other order, you have a bad time. That's it. But there will be a full 15-minute primer for it. Probably tomorrow night or like Friday afternoon, depending on how long editing takes me. Either way, if you are only here for Guild Wars 2 play, that is where we're going to be done playing Guild Wars for tonight. If you'd like to know next time we play Guild Wars, you can hop in the Discord, give yourself the role for Twitch pings. You will know when I am streaming and going live in the future. And then if you'd like to watch old Guild Wars 2 footage to see like previous times I played Berserker and was even worse, you can check the VODs channel on YouTube for an archive of everything we've ever done on Twitch. I am going to take a probably like 2-minute AFK, make sure that Amanda got home alright, go to the bathroom, and then we're going to play Project Zomboid for another hour or two, and then we'll be done for real. So if you want to stick around for that, you're more than welcome to, but if you're only here for Guild Wars, I'll catch you around on Friday when we stream it again. So let me set a couple things up here first.